What's up guys, welcome back. Today's video we're going to talk about Amazon FBA suppliers, where to find them, and some tips and tricks to go along with that, okay? And so, if you're watching this video, you're probably in the realm of either you figure out what product research is, or you're finding a product right now that you kind of want to dig into more, and what are the next steps, okay? And so to fill you in, the next step would be, to find a supplier, right? To make sure your margin's okay, make sure you can source the product with no issues, right? And how we do this is by using Alibaba.com, okay? So if you're not familiar with that, that's what we're gonna be using, okay? So in this video, we're gonna go ahead and show you how to use Alibaba.com with some tips and tricks that I use to find the best suppliers out there. And so if you need a refresher on Alibaba or you don't know how to use it, this will be a great video for you. Two, if you wanna go beyond, if you know how to use Alibaba, but you want some tips and tricks of how I find suppliers to make sure I find the best ones, best prices, best quality, and all of the above, this is a great video for you too. So you're going to stay to the end, guys. For any new viewers out there, welcome in, glad you're here. My name's Cameron, I'm a 7-figure seller. Been doing it for 3 years now, and now I'm just trying to build a community where I can give back. Amazon FBA has changed my life for the better. I actually started my senior year of college and have never had a job outside of that. So needless to say, this has been the best career choice I've had in my life to, get to travel around the world and do anything I want, right? So if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, it means the world to me. I'll keep putting out videos to stay up to date with everything new in Amazon. Also continue on sharing my journey in the Amazon FBA world and anything else in between, especially, working at home, the lifestyle, everything like that. And so that's what you're gonna get with this channel, guys. For anybody who's seen my channel before, welcome back. Anyways, guys, let's start digging into Alibaba and some supplier hacks. Okay, guys? So let's get into it. All right, guys, we're on Alibaba.com right now. Exactly how it sounds, Alibaba.com. This is actually a company founded in China, and it just helps you connect to suppliers around the world for anything you're looking for. So basically the Amazon.com of suppliers, it's gonna be your #1 friend for finding suppliers out there, okay? And so how this works briefly is it's as simple as this, right? We're looking for a lemon squeezer, which if you guys know me, it's my favorite example for an FBA product. So we hit lemon squeezer and we come down here, and what's gonna happen is there's gonna be listings from all these different suppliers for lemon squeezers, right? They have the images, they have pricing, right? 60 cents to $2, $5, $5.34, $6.50, $7.50, which seems pretty expensive, 55 to 67 cents right there, which seems more doable, right? And going through this, we can find literally anything we want. This is kind of where all products come from, right? It's from suppliers like the ones you find on Alibaba. We have different criteria here, right? So the first one I like to switch, guys, to help you guys find products a little quicker and a little more efficiently, is actually like to hit suppliers instead of products themselves. Why I do this is because instead of having 90 different listings from one supplier that you're seeing and sorting through, you just get one supplier each, right? And so this is what you're looking for, right? You're not looking for a product necessarily. You're looking for a manufacturer to supply that product. So we're vetting suppliers. So when doing that, this kind of search filter works the best for that. Okay. And so you can see right here, 3 years, they've been on Alibaba, verified, which I recommend always finding verified and trade assurance suppliers. So go ahead and click those two. It's definitely going to help you out. Verified means Alibaba has verified them themselves, so they're legit, so no scams, right? And then trade assurance is that if you pay them on Alibaba, you're protected by Alibaba if anything goes wrong, right? That's called trade assurance. Okay, and so you can go through here and you can see what their main products are: silicone, rubber products, lunchbox, storage box. So food related products. Let's see here, total revenue, right? Most of them are going to be from China, but there's different countries you can see on here. Total revenue, how many sales they do on Alibaba per year, 10 to 50 million, which is incredible. Top 3 markets, right? Where are they selling at? North America, Africa, Eastern Asia. I look for North America mostly because then that way they're up to standards to our product quality, which, if you understand how, products, how they work around the world, that Americans, we want the highest quality products possible. We have a higher standard than the rest of the world, okay? And so that's why it's good to see that. See transactions last 6 months, right? That's good to always see local transactions, or not local, but recent transactions, right, guys? Response rate, right? How quickly they get back to you, right, guys, which is huge. You can contact the supplier here, right? We can go into here and look through them a little more. So that's how Alibaba works, guys. It's so nice to be able to go through here and just vet different suppliers very quickly, right? And we can just talk to them literally by contact supplier, right? We hit this, we'd put our email address in there, right? If you had an account, if I was signed into my account, it'd automatically do that for you guys. And then you can message them here, right? About the product, asking them more about it, get accurate quotations for how many units you're trying to buy, right? And start the conversation, okay? This leads me into my first tip, right? First tip out of 3. And the first tip is how to talk to your manufacturers the most efficiently, okay? And why this is important, you may be saying to yourself, it's right here, Cameron. Why are you saying anything about this? Well, it's because this is extremely inefficient. You hit them up on Alibaba, they message you on Alibaba's system, which is kind of garbage. It just doesn't work very well. It's hard to sort through, especially when you're contacting many manufacturers at a time, which you want to do. It's very hard to talk to people. It's slow. And so what I do to talk to my manufacturers, I'll reach out to them here, right, guys, just to start the conversation and get them to send something back to my email or even on Alibaba, that's fine. And then what I'll do is, once we have that line of communication established, is we will exchange Skype information, okay? And just hang on here. I know it sounds scary because I know you don't probably want a video chat with some supplier in China, but we're not using this to video chat, okay? We're literally just using the messaging system. We're not video chatting at all. We're just, for some reason, Chinese suppliers use Skype quite a bit. And so this is the best way to just chat them up and have them on instant message. That way you can communicate questions back and forth faster and get to the bottom of, is this the best manufacturer for me or not, okay? And so download Skype, guys, get their Skype information. If they don't have Skype, they most likely have WeChat. It's very similar. It's just a chat messaging system they use in China, okay? So that is it, guys. That's tip number 1. So for tip number 2, I'm going to show you how to keep your supplier honest, okay? And let me tell you why this is important, all right? So about 3 years ago, when I started selling on Amazon, I would go on Alibaba and I'd look up a product and the pricing would be 20 cents, 30 cents, maybe 40 cents, depending on the product, right? But it'd be aligned, all manufacturers, 30 cents, 40 cents for that one product, right? And what's happened, as if we go back here, what's happened is we're seeing prices all over the place, right? We see 55 cents to 67 cents. We see $5 to $5.34, $6 to $7. What's happening here is China is getting very used to dealing with Amazon sellers, dealing with American and first world countries trying to sell on Amazon as well. And so what's happening here is they understand that the American dollar and other dollars like the euro and the pound go a lot further than their Chinese dollar. And they know that Americans and the euro and the pound and those citizens, they're used to paying a lot more for goods than they are in China. So what this means is, once they figured this out, is they started pricing their products a lot higher, okay? They know what we're used to paying, and they're trying to get as much as they can out of us. I don't blame them. They're trying to, put money in their pockets. That's fine, exactly what we're trying to do. And so what we need to do is make sure we're getting the best price possible, okay? And the best way to do this is, instead of Alibaba.com, we're going to go to a site called 1688.com. What this is actually the Chinese version of Alibaba, okay? And so this is what they use to, buy locally, okay? And so if we type in lemon squeezer here, and we look around and we see all sorts of stuff, right? Obviously, it's in Chinese. You can do Google Translate if that helps you out, but I don't need to because I just need to see numbers, right? So you got 980, right, for a lemon squeezer right here. So what this is actually in yuan. It's in Chinese yuan. And so say you find a manufacturer, right, that you really like, but their pricing is, $5 right here. So you try to find them on 1688, or just find a manufacturer in general with the best pricing, and you see what their pricing is on 1688, right? So, let's say it's $5 on Alibaba. Well, it's $9.81 on 1688. So what's 981 in United States dollars or USD? It's $1.42, right? So that way you can go back to the supplier and say, hey, I can't pay $5 for this, right? It's going to destroy my margin on Amazon.com. I see you selling this for $9.81 on 1688. What's the best price you can do for me? Okay. Or you walk in talking to a supplier and you've already done your research on 1688 and you know what to expect for pricing. You know what the bottom dollar pricing is, right? And so all these manufacturers coming back to you with pricing, and you see a ton of them, $5, $10, and then you get like 5 or 6 who are like around $1 or $2. So you're like, okay, these are honest factories, okay? And so this is the best way to do that. Either you keep a supplier honest and try to work with it to get a better price, or you know what the bottom dollar price is for negotiation, or you know what fair pricing is, so you have a better idea of who's being an honest supplier and who's not, okay? So that's tip number 2. All right, guys, on to tip number 3, and that's how to securely pay your supplier, right? Especially when you're doing your first order, right? It's sketchy. It doesn't feel right all the time, and I get that. I was very nervous my first order, and you send money over thousands of dollars usually, and you just don't know if it's coming back, right? And so for your first order, so you get some trust to your manufacturer right before you trust them, I would suggest not doing a bank wire or bank transfer, okay? Don't do Western Union or anything like that either, okay? And so how I suggest doing this at first is PayPal, okay? So PayPal is a great online tool to help you exchange money, obviously, but they are very concerned about the customer experience and making sure no one gets ripped off or scams. They're very protective about that. And so say you send money off to a supplier, it goes south or they're trying to scam you, you can make a case with PayPal, okay? So that's your first wave of protection. Second is that you're going to use a credit card on PayPal, okay? And yes, I know PayPal and a credit card has fees, but it's going to be like maybe 4 or 5%, and hopefully your first order is a little smaller, but this will help protect your investment, guys. When you're talking about $5,000, what's 4%, right? That it could potentially save you $5,000, right? And hopefully you're only doing 30% down, 70% after, right? I always want to get those terms when I'm first starting out, right? I'll say that again, 30% down, right? Give them 30% of the money at first for the order. Let them supply and manufacture the product. When it's done, you get an inspection and you give them the 70%. And so when doing this on PayPal and using a credit card, you have 2 lines of defense, right? PayPal you can file a case with. If that doesn't work out, you can file a case with your credit card, right? These are two mediums that are very protective of their customers, right? So that is a great way to protect yourself for your first order, right? I advise everybody doing this their first time. I know the fees suck. If any supplier, you tell them about this, they're going to be very hesitant on it because of the fees. Just tell them you'll pay for half the fees or you'll pay for them all. It's worth the protection, guys, okay? If any supplier won't use PayPal, then that's a red flag to me, right? I don't want to use them. So that is the first way and the best way, in my opinion, to protect your investment, right? It's all about minimizing risk, guys, and that's what I like to teach. And so next, guys, you do have Alibaba trade insurance. It's kind of new. I don't use this as much until I've done the PayPal method and I could trust the manufacturers after like 2 or 3 orders have gone in exchange and I can really trust them, right? And next, that's using Alibaba to make a payment. You can use your credit card, debit card, you can wire, or you can link your bank up, right? And then you can also do a bank wire on trade assurance. And just make sure that your manufacturer on Alibaba has trade assurance. You can see right here, this supplier supports trade assurance, a free service that protects your orders from payment to delivery, and that's up to $54,000 for that trade assurance limit, okay? And so you can do this on Alibaba. Again, don't recommend doing this at first, but it's something you can move to after time. And Alibaba obviously offers you a little bit of protection there, right, guys? And so that is the way to do it. I hope you guys learned a lot from those 3 tips, right? I know looking for a supplier and talking to a supplier and finding one you trust and making that first order is very hard. So any tips like this is, I like to share with you guys just to help you, have peace of mind, right? So if you like this video, please hit that like button, guys. Comment down below if you got any questions at all, guys. No problem. And finally, please hit that subscribe button. That means the world to me. But I will let you guys go. I appreciate you guys watching till the end. You know who you are if you're here. I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.